back to the UGQ Podcast.
Welcome back.
If you can even call it that, because at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure podcasts are supposed to stay running like consistently.
Yeah.
And for those of you that have followed us in the last year, we started off strong. We had a really strong start to the podcast season, and somewhere in the mix of I was going to say mix and mist.
And you mixed them.
In the midst
You mixed them.
of all of the chaos that was 2024. Honestly, I feel like we say that every year, that it's chaotic and insane.
Like, whoa, can't believe that year went
but
by
new
so
year,
fast.
new shop, new vision, new goals, new plans, new everything.
Well, adding me and the kids in was like huge for 2024.
Yep, that was a big step. So yeah, I mean, just a lot of stuff going on in the last year. We had a lot of plans to have a lot of guests on, and I was dead set on having them all in studio and making sure that we had the visual back and forth that I feel is a lot more appealing than doing virtual podcasts. And I could be wrong. It was my vision for the podcast. That vision still stands. I am still adamant about doing podcasts in person. Again, for the sake of the
repertoire or whatever it is.
If you know how to pronounce
that in French,
call us and let us know.
I think it's repertoire. It's like the back and
repertoire.
forth.
There you go. That sounds accurate. I just think that it produces a better overall podcast and higher quality content. Anyways, with all that said, we do have more plans for 2025 to keep the podcast going, more guests. We have some exciting guests that are supposed to be in the studio in a little over a week.
Yeah, I can't.
Week and a half. So you're just going to have to stand by and see who that may be.
Yeah. Okay.
Excuse me. We'll cut that bit out. Maybe not. We'll see.
Dad sneeze. Scary.
It wasn't a sneeze. It was a cough. It just was a violent
like a
cough. No, it was like a...
Wow.
Anyways. So yeah, we have some exciting guests. Also, we have talked about it recently, and again, if you follow us on social media, you'll have heard us talk about this. We have a big, super exciting event coming up in a little over a week, and that is HangCon, Florida.
Yeah.
And boy...
I guess we have to differentiate now.
Yes. HangCon, Florida, January 15th.
The dates are different this year.
15th through something. We're getting there on early to set up because we're coming with quite the setup this year. New booth, podcast studio, our new rooftop tent set up with additions added onto it.
We have new things for that setup.
Quite insane. So please, if you're going to be in the area, or if not, if you're going to be on the other side of the country, I don't care. Be at HangCon. Register. I'll put registration. I'll put the
links
link on here where to register because
crunch
it's
time.
super important that you guys get out there and register.
Yeah.
HangCon is by far, and I'm not saying this lightly, by far my favorite event of the year. It's the event that has kind of now become, let's just say, the place that I really like to unveil things that we're working on.
Yeah, I agree.
So we have some exciting things to show this year that I have a feeling might change some things for some people. So
very possible.
Super excited about that. So please come check us out. But more importantly, just come check the event out. There's going to be a lot of amazing vendors there, a massive raffle.
Yeah. Great
lots
food, always great food.
Just great friends and
Hospitality.
camaraderie, and the whole event is just, trust me, it's the place
fun.
that you want to be at. It's not like going to Trail Days. Trail Days is very event oriented. It's very focused on the event.
So many people.
Yeah, and it
doesn't stop when it starts in the morning. It just it just does not stop until it ends at the end of the day.
Picks up and
you're exhausted by the time
your throat doesn't work anymore from all the conversations.
Your throat doesn't work, your feet don't work.
But HangCon, what's nice about HangCon is a couple things. One, it's very family oriented.
I was going to say, number one is family oriented.
And that's huge for us, obviously,
kids,
having young kids. Like, that's huge for us. And last year, being the first time we went back in a number of years, man, were we impressed. Just with the amount of kids that were there, but the amount of respect that was given amongst all of the different groups and families and stuff to make sure that we were keeping it family friendly. And sometimes events can get a little rowdy and
well, I was
whatnot,
nervous about taking the kids.
HangCon is not that way. HangCon is very, very family oriented. There's a lot of classes this year. There's a lot of very exciting people coming. You know, so again, we're definitely excited to see what this year has to offer. Also, we are making a one of a kind, custom designed HangCon quilt
to be
showcased in, or to be donated to the raffle.
Yeah. But we'll showcase it in our booth.
You're gonna want to see it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be sweet.
Stop by the booth.
Yeah. So definitely get your raffle tickets for that, because that's gonna be the one. I'm actually having a hard time letting it go because I really want to keep it.
Well, I know that they changed the raffle tickets, so they were selling them online, right? I don't know if you can. I saw on their HangCon Facebook
I think there was an early bird special.
Oh, okay.
I think you can still order them online.
I'm not sure. But
I think you can still order them. I think it was just the early bird special. Now they're just the regular price leading up to the event.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, HangCon, I'm telling you.
I don't know if you can buy them on site, but.
Oh, yeah, you can.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, for sure. The rest of the information where the event's concerned, obviously all over HangCon's website, their social media, they're constantly posting about updates and things that, you know, you need to be aware of, things to bring, things not to bring.
Plus AJ
do's
and Paul,
and don'ts.
they on the Hammock Hangers podcast, they did a whole
Hammock Hangers podcast.
This is what you need to listen to.
Go listen to their I can't remember the title of it. I'll again put it up on the screen.
It might have also been a recap / get ready for HangCon.
Yeah, it's basically talking about all of the things where HangCon are concerned and some of the important do's and don'ts. I know one of which, don't bring firewood from out of state. That's a big no-no. Don't do that. But again, check that podcast out. Definitely worth listening to if you're wanting to continue to build hype for the event. And if you're on the fence about the event,
should
go. I'm telling you, just go. It's so worth it.
I mean, I think they said there was like 500 registered already at this point.
Yeah.
So that's already bigger than last year.
And, you know, close to 50 vendors. I mean,
a lot. The list was long.
Yeah. So definitely check that out. Like I said, we're going to be showcasing some new stuff this year. We have an abundance of Quillos and Scullies and lots of things to come see. So again, if you're in the market for an ultra light, super duper cool product,
versatile,
not just even that one product, all of our products, obviously.
Scully is always a great addition to a setup.
Scullies, I have heard, are part of the unofficial uniform for HangCon.
The other thing is, isn't it these?
Right here.
Yeah.
Light Heart Gear shirts.
This is my very first.
All things Light Heart Gear, honestly. They're a great company. They make amazing products. Also, I had the privilege of grabbing, I should have worn mine. I didn't even think about it.
We usually match, and he didn't.
My
match
Light Heart
today.
Gear shirt I bought at Fall Sprawl, and then I bought this one for Brittany.
Too.
Also, super cool.
Yeah, this is
a lot
great.
Of fun
it's
prints.
so light, but it's so warm.
Very
like,
warm.
I'm so excited to wear it at HangCon.
Why were we talking? What was the?
Because
the uniform.
The uniform.
So
these,
if you want to be in uniform at HangCon, you need to wear a UGQ Scully and a Light Heart Gear shirt. Pants are optional. I don't.
Wow.
Not like to not wear, Brittany. Come on.
You need to have at least
not
a
trail
base
days.
pair of pants. Yeah, I was gonna say if it's trail days, it could very well be.
Pants, please wear pants.
Yeah.
What my point was is that what pants you wear are still to be determined. Somebody out there, vendor, if you're hearing this, we need a pants. We need to round
a pants. We need a pants.
We need to round out the HangCon uniform.
Yeah,
Somebody come out with some pants.
Good pair of pants. I don't want to wear really this material pants, and it's too thin. I don't want to wear down pants really unless I'm out in the snow.
Yeah,
we need like a nice,
actually, Light Heart Gear makes nice.
Really?
Like
I guess I've just not
spandexy
seen
type
them.
pants.
I don't know. It's got to be
Light
the
Heart
right
Gear, we're
material.
coming for you this year. We're coming to check out the rest of your stuff.
Oh, I am now that I have a.
Okay, easy.
shirt.
We're gonna have to sell more before you get anything else. So yes, HangCon is the place to be in the middle of January. That's where you want to be.
Yep.
Rounding or on that same token, HangCon Europe is not that far around the corner. HangCon Europe
really
happens
not.
in April, and if there's an event that I'm second most excited for, it's that one. And that's I I can't compare it yet because I've not been. We were supposed to go last year.
It was birthed out of HangCon, Florida, because that was the only HangCon. And then after Lars and Christian, the guys from Denmark came.
Lars and Christian.
Yes. Which, they're coming. Oh.
I'm excited to see them this year. Great people. If you don't know who they are,
you're missing out.
I don't know where you've
been.
Come
to HangCon and you'll meet them.
Yeah, they're bringing a whole slew of people from
this time
Denmark
it's
this
like
year.
a group of 25, I think. Last year it was just
25.
The two. I'm pretty sure. Wow. I heard in total from that little group, I think there's going to be about 25.
I'm excited. Of course, Shug's coming, Derek Hansen, Dave Canterbury, Chad and Brittany.
Yeah,
just throw us right in there with the rest of them.
Right.
Yobo Gear, I got to come see them about some things.
Yep.
Coming for you.
We've got our own list.
I'm just excited, man. I'm excited to see Hang Tight. I'm excited to see a lot of vendors that I haven't seen, but a lot of them have become very good friends that are also competitors. I don't care. Adam, Hammock Gear, love you. We're coming for you. Not in a cynical way.
We're coming for
well,
you.
Maybe. Just watch your back. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, what I was going to say is that, yes.
No, I'm just getting Adam.
We do have a list because this year a great change that we made is we're bringing staff.
Oh, thank God.
So it won't just be me and Chad running around like crazy people.
Last year we brought all four of our kids.
And just us. What was wrong with us?
Yeah, I don't know what we were thinking. And then we made the smart decision to set up our booth on the other side of the campground from where we're camping.
So we were running across all nonstop.
Brittany was at the booth. People were asking her questions. She was like, I don't know. I got to find Chad. We don't know where Chad is. I'm out in the kitchen somewhere snacking on food. And it was
crazy.
So yes, our two primary staff, Tom and Alyssa, they're both our two main full-time sewers. They are incredible. If you've bought product from us in the last year, chances are very good you've seen their name on your product as we sign everything that we make here in the shop. We basically,
you and I are a little forgetful about signing.
Well, the ones that we work on will be signed. I know all of the quillos that we made for this event, me and Brittany filled every single one of them. So when you see how many there are, you'll know.
You'll be like, wow.
We literally filled every single one and pounded out every one.
Came in over holiday break and all.
Yeah, so we put in a lot of work to make sure that these were there for you, so please buy them all. Please. That's my hope.
Yeah, I just don't want them to come back to the shop, so.
Yeah. Because we're leaving the trailer there, so we can only bring back what's fitting, and I'm just kidding, that's not the case, but
needless to say, we'll have help in the booth especially, so we will be able to actually walk around without panic. Meet other vendors or just catch up with our friends now.
So one thing that I'm considering, and I'm waiting to find out if, how much space is left, but I was also contemplating bringing a sewing machine so that, we go to events a lot that people have our tarps and then they see like our pole mod option and they're like, oh man, I really wish I had that. Well, this year I plan on having poles and a sewing machine and the equipment to be able to add pole mods to your current UGQ tarp. Or if you buy a stock tarp, we can also add them on. You can buy the poles. You can get the whole kit from us at the event. One of our sewers will sew those pole mods on for you. And who knows if I'm feeling.
So this is official. You've decided, or this is still in the air?
We'll have the poles for sure. We'll have poles there. I don't know if we're going to have the sewing machine set up. It'll all just depend on the space. I think I'm going to upgrade the trailer to make sure we have the space, but it would be nice to have a little sewing station set up to where, if somebody wants to add those pole mods to their tarp, they can bring their tarp over. We'll add the pole mods on, and then they can buy the poles and go set it up and have instant porch mode, because who doesn't love that?
Yeah, that's nice. Well, now we have the rooftop tent, but we used to have many a coffee mornings.
I love hammock camping. I love the hammock world. I've been more limited in recent times because of certain health issues for hammock camping. I'm definitely not going to give it up. Whenever I go out by myself or on backpacking trips, I'll be hammock camping for sure.
I don't even want to give it up entirely, but for our primary setup.
I will say that the rooftop tent has converted me to rooftop tenting because it's so flipping awesome. It's
converted me. Not that I was
please
really
come
hard
check
to
it out
convert.
because you guys will understand why we're so in love with the system. We have a whole shower system. We have all power. We have
it's
lights.
like our new porch mode. We have our little porch.
We have everything we need. This year also, we will be shooting podcasts behind the scenes. So where our booth is going to be set up, the back side of our booth, we're going to have a separate canopy set up with the podcast studio set up there. So we plan on doing podcasts each night, probably between like 6 and 8, just depending on how many we have lined up.
And these are different. They're live audience.
Yes, and so that's where I was going to go with that, is that we would love to have people come and hang out at the booth after hours. The booth will be shut down typically about 5 o'clock each day, and then we're going to eat dinner, and then we're going to move around to the back side of the booth, and we're going to do some podcasts. So please come, enjoy listening to those. Maybe we'll have some live Q&A with the audience, whatever.
Yeah, that would be fun.
So please come do that. That would be a blast. Last year when me and Adam filmed our podcast, I want to say we had, about 40 plus people
I don't remember,
sitting
but there
in the
was
audience.
a big group there for a while. Once
A lot of people filming.
Anyone that caught wind of what was going on.
Yep. So there are plans for me and Adam to do a 2.0, and Brittany, obviously. No, Brittany wasn't a part of the podcast back then. So if she wants to be, I don't know. We haven't talked about that.
We
But
haven't really figured it out.
there will be a rivalry podcast 2.0 between UGQ and Hammock Gear. Adam, like I said, me and Adam, as weird as it sounds, being direct competitors, have become good friends over the last year, ever since we met him down at HangCon last year. And I'm looking forward to hanging out with him and doing some content with him also. I know he'll have an abundance of quilts, as he always does. I'm like, dude, where did all these come from? It's like an explosion of quilts just spewing out of his booth. Which is great for all of you who come unprepared. You'll have the option to, whether it's him or us,
or somebody else altogether.
Preferably us, but I can share some with Adam, I guess. We'll see. If I see too many people in his booth, then we'll have to create some sort of sabotage situation. But
talk here.
So yeah, that's that for that's it for HangCon. I don't know if there's anything else to go over.
Yeah, I don't think so. Not for HangCon.
It's gonna be epic. Please come hang out.
It's driving me crazy.
And then HangCon Europe.
You never really expanded on HangCon Europe. We never really went there.
HangCon Europe.
Birthed out of HangCon. Florida.
Yes, is as far as I understand it. There's already a standing festival in Denmark called the Danish Outdoor Festival that HangCon is basically kind of sistered into that event, kind of as its own event. So it's basically like they have the main event
Europe
and
is
then
its own thing. The Danish Outdoor Festival.
No, that's one and the same.
They're like together. They're like okay. I didn't really understand.
Yes, they're a part of the same event. That's why I said HangCon Europe is basically like a branch of the Danish Outdoor Festival. If I understand, Lars Christian,
feel free to
correct us on the exact breakdown of HangCon Europe and how that works. But the way that I understand it is that it's basically, the Danish Outdoor Festival is the parent festival. HangCon Europe is kind of its own entity within that festival. Is the way I understand it. And the location this year, the King's Castle courtyard / woods. I did talk to Lars about meeting the king, and
I talked to Lars.
No, I just talked to him like last week on the phone.
He specifically said on
Lars
a FaceTime
set her
call,
straight.
Listen, Lars loves me.
I know he does. Anyways,
he specifically said I could meet the king, that Chad could not meet the king. I said, Chad, I will give the king my best for you.
I'm making the king some custom quilts. They're going to be literally gold thread. It's going to have like a crown on it.
Going to meet the king. I can feel it.
No, we're going to meet the king.
I can't wait. When we do, I will show the picture.
We're making quilts I'm going to tell everyone we're making quilts for the royal family. Just not the big royal family.
A royal family.
It doesn't matter. It's royalty.
Yeah, exactly. I just can't wait to meet him.
So that's gonna be a super fun event.
Our first international travel.
We have I've gone to Canada.
Okay, I'm saying
but we have that coming up. We have several other events that are planned throughout the year, and then obviously we're planning on taking the kids over the summer, doing a lot more camping this year with the new setup.
Yes.
I'm strongly contemplating buying a pop-up camper for next year so that we can bring all the kids back, because this year we're not bringing all the kids. It's too far, too much, too young.
Yeah, I didn't bring it up earlier because it's still a little tender.
Yeah,
but
it's not.
we're bringing 2 of the 4. We're bringing half.
We're not thrilled about it. We want all of our kids to be there, but logistically and just how we're traveling this year and the amount of time that we're going to be gone and you know how much we're bringing to set up, it's just a lot. And so,
and I'm sure everybody wants to know, like, how do you choose which kids you're going to take on trips if you don't take them all? Well,
it's easy. Draw straws.
We picked the favorites. No, I'm just kidding.
I like how
you
we gave
ruined
two
my
very...
joke. I was going to say we picked the favorites, and he took my joke. I was like setting it up, and you just came in.
And by we picked the favorites, we mean Brittany picked her favorites.
No, I don't have favorites for one. And
it was your joke.
It falls on Josiah's birthday, so he was an easy choice. And Jeremiah, our oldest, loves hammock camping.
We've always said that no matter what, if an event falls on a kid's birthday, they're coming with us. Even if we had planned on not bringing any kids, if the event falls on their birthday, we're not going to spend any of our kids' birthdays away from them. Work is not that important, so they will be with us. But
I was going to say, you said we draw straws. I was going to say, after my funny joke that was going to get like a huge hit, I was going to say, no, really, we draw popsicle sticks. But that's not it either. That's our personal business. So.
Yeah, no, we decided to be strategic and divide some trips up between a couple of kids so that everybody's getting to go to something.
Yeah, but we're not.
But doing all of them at the same time, you know, we might kind of spread that out a little bit.
For work events specifically.
Yeah, the local ones, no problem. Yeah, no. The ones that are 20 plus hours to get there, it's a little different. Right. So yeah.
Stuff.
What else? What else we got going on?
For 2025?
Yeah, we got some.
Well, I mean, with the rooftop tent set up now, we're kind of merging into a different world. So we'll have some of those trips on the books, which will be new. We've never done overlanding.
We're hoping to get to some overlanding events this year. You know, we launched the Backcountry Comforter, which you know is obviously a great option for overlanding. Amazing. It's great in general. Like we've used it on our bed at home. We use it in the rooftop tent. So we would use it literally if we were tent camp. Like we would use that probably for anything because it's very luxurious having something that big and just wrapped around you and down. And it's like, you know, we obviously make them as official king and queens, you know, dimensions. So having a king size, you know, 20-degree blanket comforter that packs down reasonably small for how big it is. It's insane. Small enough to fit in a backpack for sure.
Yeah. And then your bed looks so nice when it's made.
Yeah. And, you know, plus being able to custom pick your colors or prints or make it, you know, whatever. Like you can print a quilted pattern on it to make it look like a quilted, you know, bedspread. If you really want
it to look all nice.
However, and that does bring up one point of mine that I will be working on in 2025. This is something that I plan on. I've had plans of getting set up for a while, but it's a lot more complex than it sounds. We get asked the question a lot about custom prints. And when you go to the website, there's only so many custom prints that are on the website because at the end of the day, like there's literally an infinite number of options, right? You not only can you submit your own images, but we have access to, you know, Ripstop by the Rolls library and several, you know, anything on iStock or Adobe Stock or whatever, like unlimited number of options. Well, one thing that we do plan on doing is figuring out a way to integrate the options available through Ripstop by the Roll on the website so that when you're on, you know, selecting your outer print and you want an outdoor ink print, you don't see the one that you're looking for, there's an option to click on the design library and either type in the print that you want or some way to select it so that there's more options available for prints. Directly on the website, because it does create some confusion where people see us post something on social media and they're like, oh, where is that print? I don't see it. And then it turns into either we have to reach out to them and tell them, you know, what the print's called and how to order it. And it just kind of creates some complexity. So we're going to try to figure out a more streamlined way to do custom prints. The other thing I plan on launching in 2025 is custom printed scullies. We've been wanting to do this for a long time. And again, logistically, it's not the easiest thing to manage opening up custom prints for scullies, but this will open up the opportunity for you to truly get a one-of-a-kind, you know, bespoke piece of gear that's custom designed for you. So that's something to be on the lookout for. We do have a brand new prototype thing that we're showcasing at HangCon, so I'm not going to mention that. You'll have to come see that in person to know what that is, but that will, in my opinion, my humble, insignificant opinion, it will potentially change the industry as we know it. It will change the way that you think about quilts and warmth and insulation and all of that.
I would agree with that.
Yeah. I think it's something that
I'm forever changed. So.
It's something that I will never use.
Yeah, we can't really. Careful. I'm scared one of us is
gonna. So please come check that out. That's gonna be awesome. But we did talk about in last year, and I don't remember if we ever even talked about it publicly, but we did talk a lot about coming out with a jumbo quillo.
Yeah.
And it's basically going to be.
Talked about it publicly, right?
If you picture the quillo now in pillow mode, you know it's about the size of a standard pillow. Well, the jumbo quillo will essentially look like a body pillow when it's folded up. So it's going to have a much wider foot box, so that it's basically for two people. So it's a 2-person blanket, but then when it's in pillow mode, you know, you can fold it up, use it as, I sleep with a body pillow. I like having, you know, something tucked between my legs and basically wrapped around when I'm not wrapped around you. I like having that just because of my
I got it after your last surgery because now that's just pretty much how I sleep. So we had a lot of requests for it. Specifically, we've made several custom ones that are slightly different than what we're envisioning for that one, but we do plan on bringing out the jumbo. So we'll have the junior, the deluxe, and the jumbo. Also, if you haven't seen, you know, we did launch the Quillo case, which is a pillowcase that goes over your Quillo, that has clips to attach it to your pad or a loop to be able to clip it into your hammock ridge line. Keeps the pillow in place and does it actually a phenomenal job and works really well in pillow mode with the Quillo case. All of which we'll have again at HangCon, but obviously available on the website. You can see all that stuff. And please, if you have any questions about anything, don't hesitate to reach out to us. We're more than happy to answer questions and whatever in regards to products and how things work and whatever. So yeah, those are some new things happening in 2025, as well as, I'm just going to go out and say it. Oh God, I had no prep.
We talked about the prototype. You're going to have to come see what that is. But I do also have plans to launch a new line of tarps in 2025. Some unique features and some unique things that are not currently being done on tarps, hammock specific. You know, we started out in the hammock community. We got most of our notoriety in the hammock community, hammock forums. That was kind of where we lived for the first several years of business. And, you know, as the demand grew in the backpacking world, our products kind of, and our company in general kind of started slowly transitioning more into the backpacking realm. And, you know, the Bandit evolved quickly from what it was into this thing that is now very, very efficient on the ground with a ground pad, but also does a tremendous job in the hammock. And because we focus so much on Bandits and, you know, Outlaws and Tangos, all basically top quilts that were more tailored to ground camping, that kind of took over the lifeblood of the business. We kind of focused all of our efforts on building quilts, specifically top quilts, and some of the aspects that we've not, I don't want to say lost sight of, but we kind of put on the back burner is underquilts and tarps. And so one of the things that I really want to emphasize in 2025 is getting back in the tarp game, getting back in the underquilt game with some new designs and some new features. We did launch a new feature shortly after we took over in 2023, which was the double pocket on the underquilt. If you've not seen that, we'll have one on display at the event so you can see what that pocket feature does. It's essentially designed to keep your delicates, your phones, batteries, things like that, in between your body and the insulation. So it's basically a pocket it's inside the underquilt that allows those things to stay warm but easily accessible from right inside the hammock. So like I'll put my phone in one and then have my small cable over to my battery bank so that those are plugged in and staying warm. And it comes standard on both sides of the quilt so that no matter which way you hang it up or what side your hammock opens up on, if it has a zipper, a bug net, whatever, there's a pocket. And in some cases, like if you're using a Majestic with no bug net, you can reach both pockets. So
there you go.
There you go.
Plenty of pockets.
What else?
You threw that one at me.
We're up in the podcast, hopefully up in content in 2025 significantly.
Yeah.
Custom Scullies,
New products.
Jumbo Quillo,
Tarp.
more tarp options. Yeah. Opening up more custom printing
Traveling
options.
events.
Traveling. It's funny. We've not been doing any podcasts because of how busy we are, and I feel like I just described us becoming 10 times more busy.
Yeah. Well.
But, at the end of the day, if things continue to unfold as they have and,
Well, I have my own initiative also for 2025.
Oh, let's hear it. Yeah.
It has a lot to do with organization. So because of that.
This is the most organized shop on the planet.
I'm not talking about that type of, but it'll help us be able to do the podcast the way that we do.
Time management.
Yeah, it's like
yes, agreed.
to do with our scheduling and time
That's
management.
one thing that we
how
need.
That's all being handled, so we'll be able to do.
Yeah, we need to.
The viewers do not need to worry.
We need to spend more time event planning, more time scheduling. Podcast content creation.
In conjunction with our work trips, our family trips, our regular life, like it's a lot to.
Yeah, I mean, I had a lot of plans of doing a lot of like comedic type content for 2024. Which you guys saw some of, like me and Brittany doing a lot of like our funny videos and things like that. I also want to do more of those, but I also want to do a lot more like educational videos, how to's, go more in depth on our products and functions and features, and kind of really just help show the big picture of what we're doing, because it's like right now we don't really have any good videos on the Outlaw, we don't really have any good videos on the Zeppelin. I did one years ago, but it's kind of outdated. We have some different features, so we have lots of plans. A lot of that
is requested too, so
yeah, lots of plans to get all that. The Bandit video where we sat down and did the step-by-step how to order the Bandit, like that one's been hugely successful. People have really appreciated that, and it's kind of answered most people's questions when it comes time to order. So I plan on doing that for all of our products. So yeah, those are things to look out for.
Yeah.
Please, if you haven't already, subscribe.
Yeah.
Follow us on social media. That's going to be the place that we're going to have all of our updates, events that we're going to, new product releases, etc.
Well, I was going to say too, you said you had planned on doing like more comedic content for 2024, but it just stopped feeling very funny towards the end of the year. It was like supply chain issue after supply chain issue, and just all these delays, and it was just
that is another tricky element of. It's one thing doing content. It's another thing doing content for your specific business, because if things aren't going well, whether it's personally or in the business, more specifically, if things aren't going well in the business, it's hard to feel motivated to be like, hey,
and to try to be funny,
and we're not gonna make it. Let me think of it. It's easy to look at social media and be like, oh man, those guys are doing awesome. We're killing it. Listen, we've had the same struggles as everyone has, post pandemic. It's been a long road to rebuild and to regain trust later, and to really focus on how we can match, the current economy and, kind of make it all work. And it's not easy. And we've gone through a lot of ups and downs in the last year. A big part of the reason why we've not been doing a lot of content is, life is stressful. Running a business is tough, and having kids in the mix and, trying to prep for holidays and events. And, it can get very overwhelming. And
it was a newer thing. Yeah. And it's like, as much as you want to say, oh, I'm going to be committed no matter what, it's like any honest content creator, if you will say it's not easy to do, and like all the reasons that you said, there's things going on personally, professionally, and it's just
and we're not professional actors where they can they've trained themselves for years to be like, life is going all chaotic, but they can still put themselves in character. It's like, we're not actors.
No,
all of our content is just like us being us. So we don't want to, as much as we don't want it to look like we're being fake or hiding anything. We don't certainly want to put ourselves out there when we're like just having really bad days. Like, who wants to watch that? Nobody wants to watch us just like, nobody wants to see that. So all that to say, not everything is always as it seems. Like, we're real people. We deal with real struggles, and we go through a lot of ups and downs where the business is concerned, whether it's financial or employees or supply chains or whatever.
Learning how to navigate it.
you know, I will say though that I wouldn't change it for anything. It's hugely exciting to be a part of a company that is all over the world and has, you know,
cool.
so many customers, and like it is a lot of fun, and we get to go to so many cool events and meet so many cool people. And like I wouldn't change that. You've heard me say for years, like some of my favorite jobs were ones that were very like people focused, very, you know, like when, you know, a lot of you don't know this, but for several years I was a contractor for Dish Network, and I would go into people's homes and install TV. And to this day, I always say it's literally one of my favorite jobs that I ever had, because I was on my own. I got to work for myself during that time as a contractor. I didn't have a boss. You know, I kind of like just went out and did my own thing, did well at it. But more specifically, I met so many cool people. Like that was my favorite part, was all the people I got to meet. And I would come home and tell Brittany stories all the time, like all the cool people. It's the same feeling I get here, whether it's I go to events or we have customers come into the shop. Being able to have those conversations, make those connections, and build those relationships is like...
Yeah, you're all about the people for sure. Like you've always been like that. You're definitely... Like, we're both social for sure. I'm more introverted, but I'm more of like, what do they call it? The ambivert or something. It's like an introvert and an extrovert.
Oh, it's like being ambidextrous, but with your vertedness.
It's like you're both. And that's definitely me, I feel like. And you're a lot more extroverted, but I feel like you could maybe be both, but definitely more extroverted. Okay.
If Celsius
Too
wants
long
to
on that.
sponsor
Quick,
this video.
get out of here with that. You're going to get us in trouble or something.
No.
Oh,
I'm not.
I thought you're not supposed to like...
No, I want them to sponsor this video.
Oh, yeah.
That's
He
why I
did
was doing
switch from another very popular energy drink. I won't say, but...
No more Red Bulls.
I said I wasn't
Honey,
going to say it.
we literally have like 6 people watching, and I
Celsius
guarantee you none of them are executives
put
of
one
Red
in every
Bull.
podcast.
And regardless, I'm allowed to tell people I don't like Red Bull.
Okay, now I get to start saying the things I like on here so that they'll hopefully...
Yeah, go for it. Columbia. I honestly...
Any great snack food, it has to be good, though. No, like, weird stuff or...
You like the name brand, mainstream snack
Give me
foods.
some snacks. I'll talk about them all the
Where
time.
my dad couldn't be any more opposite. My dad is always trying to find the most unique,
I'm
random,
like, it needs to be so good. Like, a snack that is like...
That is one thing one style of content I like watching is like when people will do podcasts and they'll have guests on and they'll have them try like this random like
weird stuff.
booger
like
flavored
stuff,
pop or whatever.
It needs to be good, like all good, and you get to try it all. Like, someone want to come on and do that? I'll do that. Anyway, you got me way off on a tangent, and I forgot my original point.
I don't. What were we talking about? You were talking about you wanted to name snacks that...
No.
You were talking about snack foods.
Oh, the people. I was talking about how we had the introvert, extrovert. We got way off, but it was all back to the people, and that is definitely like what you love the most. Like when we go to events, it's because you get to be around so many people, and it like really charges you up.
Yeah. I'm a lonely guy otherwise. So.
I love like helping people. That's why like I love my job so much and everything. But I'd like maybe more like a little bit of behind the screen, and then. Like,
I also think that a lot of like extrovertedness comes with confidence, and the reason why I'm so extroverted like at events is because I'm so confident in the product. I know all there is to know about it. Like I don't shy away from questions or conversation because
and me it's like
I know everything there is to know about anything they could ask me where it comes to our products.
And for me, I would agree in the work context. That's probably why. Yes, is because
I feel like
when I'm out at events and if somebody asks me something I don't know, I can defer to you because you're going to be around. But not having all the information still, which I'm working on, but it's just going to come with time.
It's years of
but. Yeah, if I was more confident, I'm sure, but I'll still get to the point where I'm like, okay, I'm kind of getting like literally drained and tired and just, but you won't. You'll just stay like charged up with everything. But yeah.
It's because of these.
It's because of these. No, it's just how you are.
Thank you, Celsius.
It's just how you are.
Yep, gave up the sugar. Yeah, I know. I thoroughly enjoy the people. Like I said, I mean, last year we filmed a podcast with Hammock gear, and we met Corey, and we met,
so many, and Lars and Christian.
Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't for going to the events, like there are so many vendors that don't go to events, and I know it's mostly because of the cost and or because of the time, of being like a lot of them are just run by them. So like justifying closing down their operation, when there's lead times is difficult. Thankfully, we have a plan in place to make sure that we have production happening while we're going, which is good because being shut down for that long wouldn't be advantageous or beneficial to our lead time at all.
We should have brought that up.
On a
People
separate
are probably like, oh, they're having.
I don't know how many people are even going to be listening this far into the podcast, but if you place an order during Black Friday, please understand we got way more than we anticipated, which is great. Don't get me wrong. We certainly appreciate it. Our lead times are accurate as of right now, but please just be patient with us as we have a lot of orders that were crammed into a very short period of time. So
when we were already experiencing some delays with down
and already had a massive backlog leading up to Black Friday. So please bear with us. We are working on trying to get some more staff in and getting, things more ramped up, but that takes time and training and et cetera. So please just bear with us while we're working through that. We'll keep updates coming out. If for whatever reason we're going to be beyond those lead times, we'll be sure to let you know. We'll reach out via email to let you know whether your order is going to be, delayed for whatever reason, which I feel like we've always done a really good job of making sure that people, if we're going to be beyond lead times, that we notify people. And we have amazing customers. It's very, very rare that somebody's
we
like,
do our best.
I've waited 8 weeks. I'm not waiting one more week. I know 8 weeks is a long time to wait. I get it. Like, there's a lot of excitement that goes into placing your order, and especially nowadays when you can order something and get Amazon it. But Prime. I will say that you can't order something custom and get it as fast as you can on Amazon or anywhere. So it is worth the wait. So we've been told. Thank you for your patience ahead of time as we work through that. I'm going to make sure I cut this clip and use it as a resource so that anytime anyone emails us, we'll just send them that.
It'll just be the same one every time.
And a lot of it too is like we get a lot of international orders, and a lot of people think that we're like this huge corporation. We have a full customer service team and a marketing team and a full production team and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no, we don't have that. We have a small staff and me and Brittany. So,
That's it.
We will 100% make sure your product is done. We will do everything in our power to make sure it's done within that time frame, and then we will also make sure that we notify you and let you know if it's not going to be for any reason, and give you whatever options are available at that point. What else? That's probably it. I don't know.
I think that was pretty much it.
We're probably at a good stopping point. Please make it to HangCon if you're on the fence.
If you can be there.
We want to see as many vendors and as many people as possible at HangCon.
Plus, they can be a part of our live audience. I mean, who would want to miss?
Exactly.
Who would want to miss the chance?
Exactly. You may even get called up on stage. I'm just kidding. We don't have a stage, but maybe one day we'll show up to an event with a stage. I don't know what the benefit would be of that.
I don't think we need a stage.
Okay. Well, I always had a dream of having a stage, but it's fine. So please come see us. And follow us if you haven't already. Like I said, we'll be posting a lot more content in the coming weeks, months, new products, new features, new this, new that.
Educational.
2025 is the year of growth. Hopefully. And we're going to keep after it. We appreciate all of you that have listened to this far in the podcast. Means a lot to us. Please comment. Comments always help. I don't know why, but I always hear people say like, subscribe, comment. I'm assuming it has something to do with the algorithms and how it feeds the video.
So they don't miss our content. If they interact.
I'm saying like specifically comments and liking feeds the algorithm so that it recommends it to more people. Please do all of those things, and we will see you in a couple weeks at HangCon 2025 in Florida.
Right.